Hello partners, this is Genghis Ken Conway, and this is our second video for Hasty Family Frontier. Today we are putting on replacement cones, also known as nipples. Go ahead and snicker, we'll wait. We're putting replacement cones on the cylinders of cap and ball pistols. Now right now what we've got in front of us is we have cap and balls version of the 1858 Remington new Model Army in 44 caliber, and these are most noted for their ability to change cylinders rapidly. So this is going to be a fairly quick takedown and demonstration. But Captain Ball is now going to replace his cones on video so you can watch how that happens. The cones we're using today are provided by Slix-Shot, and these are very, very highly rated cones. They're noted for their reliability, and they stop cap jams and help prevent all kinds of nasty things that can unfortunately go wrong when one's using a cap and ball pistol. So we are making his guns more reliable by replacing these cones so that he can actually compete without having to worry about cap jams and all kinds of things stalling him out. So without any further ado, Captain Ball is going to start removing the cones from a cylinder. And he's going to hold down the cylinder so we can see what he's doing. He's going to hold it over here. So he's on, there we go, that's good. That's excellent, thank you. And the nipple wrench is kind of like a it's kind of like a lug wrench for a car. The way it works, it's got the crossbar, and you can just kind of give it a good spin. Now you want to be very careful when you're doing this, especially when you're putting the new ones on. You don't want to strip the threads because they're tiny little threads in there, and that is a problem that you can definitely have doing this, especially with a Remington, because the cones on a Remington are not straight back. They're flared out a little bit at an angle. On a Colt, and we'll look at Helen Purgatory's Colts later when we're replacing the cones on that. The Colt cylinder, the cones face straight back. Yep, that's the cone. And you can tell by the way he's taking them off that there's just a bit of pressure taking them off, but they're not wrenched on there real hard. And when he's putting the new ones on, he's not going to want to cinch them down so hard that it's impossible to remove them again. We don't want the metal on metal contact to seize up. Some people will put grease on there, or they'll put stuff to keep the threads from locking up on there. We don't have anything for that presently, so we're going to go ahead and go bare with these. But I would recommend, if you're doing this at home, go ahead and get yourself something to keep the threads from locking up, because the replacement cones are stainless steel, and we're putting stainless steel on carbon steel, and if we go too long like that, there's a good possibility that they could seize up. And there we have his cylinder completely devoid of any of the cones. Well, and that is one replacement cone, slightly blurry. And of course, to put these on, it's simply the reverse of taking the other ones off. Looks like Captain Ball's having a little trouble getting it started. Man. Oh, you got it. You got it. Sorry, buddy. All right. Hey, you never stop being a dad, right? Now, Captain Ball's pistols are made by Pietta, which is a wonderful Italian reproduction company. They make pretty much most anything people have a desire to shoot. Uberti and Pietta pretty much dominate the Italian replica market, and they're very reliable weapons. So the cones that we're placing on here have been specially made for the Pietta 1858 Remington because we want the threads to be perfect. Now, in cowboy action shooting, to be on the safe side, revolvers are only loaded with 5 rounds of ammunition. It's not uncommon for Captain Ball users to only place 5 cones on the cylinders they plan to compete with. That way they don't accidentally load 6 chambers. We're going ahead and loading or placing the 6 cones on each of these cylinders because we don't just use our weapons for cowboy action shooting. These are also for hunting and for home defense. We're just going to have to trust ourselves and cover each other when we're at the loading table and make sure that we don't load 6 cylinders or 6 chambers. Alright, so as he demonstrated, these cones are placed on. I'm not entirely certain you can see real well, but they should stand out a little better because they're stainless steel against that blued carbon steel. I'm going to test and make sure that they're tightened down good. Not because I don't trust Captain Ball, but because having a second set for quality control is always good. Second set of eyes, second set of hands. And as I predicted, he has done a fine job of placing these on. Not too tight. He hasn't wrenched them down so tight that he's never going to be able to get them off again. And there's the first cylinder, and he's going to demonstrate that cylinder being placed back into his Remington. little more tricky when it's laying down on the table, but he's still not too bad. He's got it in there. Give it a spin, put it on half cock. There we go. All right. And that is how you replace the cones on a Remington 1858. Slix-Shot Nipples are available at Track of the Wolf, at no, I'm trying to remember some of the other places right now. I believe Badass Bullets carries them. They're available all over. I definitely recommend getting them. If you shoot cap and ball at all, you won't be sorry you make that investment. They run about $36 for a set, not including shipping. Once again, we'd like to thank you guys for watching. Our next video will be of a Colt Navy getting the cones replaced on its cylinders. And check out our blog site for our written blog, and keep following Hasty Family Frontier on our cowboy action shooting adventures.